I love the hustle, man.
All that no rim, we back with another video. Stealth the producer right here. We got Doughboy Bush to my left. You know what I'm saying? We back. What's good with my boy?
What's up with it, man? Happy Friday, bro. We
Man,
back for
it
sure.
is
Go ahead and film this
Friday.
content.
It's definitely Friday. The Kings are getting ready to play a game in about 10 minutes here. At the time we're doing this video, they're getting ready to play the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta road game. And that's what we're going to talk about today real quick, man. We're going to talk about this road trip. All right, but real quick before we get there, I'm anxious to talk about these Kings, man. Hey, before we get to that, if this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, let us know what you think about the topic today. And yeah, so like I said, road trip from the Kings. Now we start currently as at the time we're making this video, the Kings are 2-2. So they lost to the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, but they beat the Blazers and the Jazz. Now, those are two games and two teams that you look at like, okay, you probably should have won those games. But when you're the Kings now and there's expectations and you're talking about moving up in the West and being a formidable, team in the Western Conference, you got to beat teams like Minnesota. You got to beat teams like the Lakers.
Definitely.
So we're kind of seeing right now, so far, we're in the middle of the pack. We're beating the bad teams, but we're losing to the good teams. So we're in the middle of the pack right now when it comes to our record. And as it stands right now, even though it's super early in the season, we're not even in the top 8. I believe we're 9th right now. We'll see what happens after tonight, after we should beat the Hawks. We're going to talk about that. We'll see if we fall into the top 8 in the Western Conference. But we could start with that Jazz game. What do you think about the Jazz game? And we'll kind of talk about the Hawks game and then the rest of the games on this road trip.
I actually like the way they play against the Hawks. They brought great energy, or not the Hawks, but the Jazz. Sorry about that. They had great energy. I felt like they rebounded the ball well. They scored inside the paint when they needed to go ahead and do so. And I feel like they did. They scored efficiently. I really didn't see too much sloppy play on their end, like the previous games beforehand, where they got like out rebounded. Free throws were currently missed and things of that nature. I really didn't see too much of that in this game, which was actually kind of good. So they kind of cleaned up of what some of their bad problems were in the previous couple games that they played before getting to Utah.
No, definitely. And looking at the stats from that game, they went pretty deep in their bench. Looks like did 12 players play? Yeah, so I mean, we had pretty much everybody scored. DeRozan had 20, Keegan 14, domantas 28. Domantas has been scoring a lot of points. Normally, I'm kind of surprised by that so far. I kind of thought he would take like more of a back seat, kind of just play defense, rebound, things like that. But he's actually scoring a lot in the paint. So he had 28. De'Aaron Fox had 19. Kevin Huerter 14. We had a Kevin Huerter sighting against the Jazz.
Sure did.
27 minutes, 14 points. Malik Monk had 7 points in 26 minutes. That's kind of surprising. What are your thoughts on that? Just kind of maybe. I mean, sometimes it's the way the ball bounces that way. It just the points just don't. I think a few of those points probably went to Huerter. You know what I mean?
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, most definitely.
Keon Ellis played 17 minutes. He got 5 points, four rebounds, 2 assists. So
I just think what it was is that he took a back seat. Was like, hey, look, you know what? These other guys are kind of scoring, so I really don't need to up my scoring right now. If Huerter and Murray, are contributing right now, which is big for the Kings because they definitely do need both of those to go ahead and contribute, right now for sure.
Nah, yeah. What I did not like was the free throw shooting. The Kings shot 64% from the free throw line. They went 9 for 14. Don't like that. You want to see Eddie and up there. They also really didn't shoot well at all from the 3-point line.
3-point line, yeah.
25%. 8 for 31.
Got clean
and they won the game. But the only reason they won that game is because they were playing a bad team in Utah, right? So
definitely
you can't do that against decent teams or good to better teams or the best teams and expect to win. So.
Not at all.
I mean, I would imagine that's something you would think as well that's something we need to clean up, correct?
Definitely, for sure.
No, for sure. So.
Shooting 25% from the 3-point line, and I don't know, man. Like I said, the free throw shooting has always been a problem since the start of the season,
especially late in games too. Especially like when you need them, like
it matters. Exactly.
Yeah.
When it matters, man, they missed crucial free throws.
No,
And I
definitely.
think the reason why, that this didn't hurt them as much is because, like you said, they were beating a team that we were expected to go ahead and beat.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. For sure. Now, all right, so we have the Hawks tonight, like I said, just in a few minutes here. As soon as we're wrapping this video up, definitely gonna tap in and tune into that game. Their last game was on Wednesday against the Wizards. Wizards is a pretty bad team, and they lost to the Wizards by 13. Just kind of looking at the Hawks now, because I haven't really seen the Hawks. Man, okay. That rotation looks very small. Nobody's really playing.
It does.
Jalen Johnson, and Trae Young, they kind of seem to be the high scorers. Roddy, he was a bench player for the Memphis Grizzlies. I think he played for the Suns, but he wasn't a guy who got like crazy minutes or nothing like that for either one of those teams.
No,
he's playing over 30 minutes a night for the Hawks. So that should tell you all you need to know about the Hawks.
Yes,
they're 2-3. I mean, what's your thoughts on this game tonight?
I mean, it's another. We should win. This is a game that's crucial. It's against another bad team. The only thing that we have to really worry about is, like I said, rebounding, playing defense, and not letting Trae Young take over the game and practically winning the game by himself.
Right.
If you go ahead and stop that and clean up some of the stuff that we've been talking about lately, this should be another team that should go ahead and beat. Now, like I said, because some good teams tend to go ahead and play down to competition. I just hope that this is not a situation, because they have been on the road, coming from Utah, had a couple of days off. They flew into Atlanta, to where they're like, all right, we're jet lagged, and it's like we're playing in a different time zone again. Are we going to go ahead and be able to keep up the same momentum and intensity that we did in Utah over here in Atlanta? And hopefully they do, because if they don't, we can go ahead and say, hey, look, there goes another loss on the schedule, and another game that they should have actually won, honestly.
I mean, and then you just said something a minute ago about not playing down the competition. The Kings definitely tend to do that, and I feel like a lot of times they play up to competition. The better the team is, they kind of like step their game up a little bit, and the worse the team is, they kind of forget who they are. And when you're a good team, you have to be even keel. You gotta be the same team every night. Whether you got to be able to get up for the average teams, the bad teams, and the great teams. So that's really my only fear if I had one against this Hawks team. But other than that, I mean, it's like any night somebody, a team could beat you, but there's really no reason we should lose this game. Like I said,
and I hope with DeRozan being there and him having the veteran leadership that he's had beforehand, we'll be able to provide this to them and let them know, hey, look, all right, we can't play down to competition. This is a game that we should go ahead and win. Let's go ahead and go out here. Let's go ahead and give it to them, a smack it dead in their face, and let's try to blow these boys out and get us another win, because they should not lose this game.
And it's funny, we keep saying how they should not, but why? I feel like, see, and that's the thing, like, we should be more confident in the Sacramento Kings right now. And you and I are still sitting there talking about, we should win. It's like, and again, there's no guarantees in sports, but we're still not. I think that shows that, at least for you and I can't speak for anybody else, but that shows that we're a little unsure about this team still. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, of course, the way it's looking right now, of course, we're going to go ahead and look at the team a little bit more differently. And that's because of some fact of the addition of DeRozan and him trying to figure out his way. But then also, the two top dogs that's been there for the last several years in Fox and Sabonis, they're all trying to figure out how we can go ahead and play cohesive, league, and figure out how to go ahead and get this ball spread around. You know what I mean? So at this point, like I said, if DeRozan can provide this veteran leadership and can see when it's time to take over a game, when it's close, and Fox, they might have to go ahead and defer. Like, all right, cool. You know what? Take us on. We can trust you. You know what I'm saying? You're a proven veteran. We're 5-point lead. Let's just go ahead and, try to close this out. So I feel like with DeRozan being there, I do feel like, hey, look here, let's figure out how to get him to his spots to where he can get the ball up, score these baskets, to where we can go ahead and win these games.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's how I feel.
All right. So
but
after that, then we have the Raptors. Hey, we got a back-to-back. So we play the Hawks tonight.
Yes.
Tomorrow we got the Raptors. So that's another reason why back to back on the road against two teams that you should beat, right? Against two teams
Definitely.
that you are better than. But
Definitely.
again, back to back on the road, that's a recipe for, potential disaster. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But again, when you're the better teams, you got to win these games. And also too, when you're the Kings, you kind of really didn't give yourself a cushion to start the season off, losing those first two. So you have to win these games. Like,
and the crazy part about it is these are long flight road trips. Atlanta to Toronto
to
back
Miami.
down to when they get ready to play Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are long flights that they have to go ahead and get on and things of that nature, different time zones and things like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't play lackadaisical and come into it like, we're on the road again. We're another back-to-back. So, I'm just going to go ahead and go through the motions. And if we win, we win. If we don't, we don't.
Right.
Nah, you got to go ahead and go out here and kick them in the goddamn face and be like, hey, look, we're going to go ahead and get this W. How are we going to go ahead and get it? We're going to go ahead and get it regardless.
So let's talk about these Raptors real quick. So tomorrow,
yes, sir.
Like I said, they got the Raptors. So let's look at their starting five really quick. Jacob Poeltl, Chris Boucher, is it French? I don't know. R.J. Barrett,
French, yeah.
Grady Dick, and Davion Mitchell. Man, he's facing his former team in the Sacramento Kings. He's actually starting because Quickly is hurt. Emmanuel Quickly is hurt. So Davion's been getting a nod. He actually had an 11 assist game. I believe his last game he played. So, and when I saw him in preseason, he looked pretty comfortable. He looks like an NBA player, a serviceable rotational NBA player. Not a starter, but anything like that. I don't think a permanent starter, but he looked good.
Right.
He looked good. Honestly, he looked to the point to where I'm like, I could still see him on the team. But I understand we had to make trades to do certain things and things like that. But we'll see if Devin Carter, because Devin Carter is pretty much replacing him. So we'll see if he's going to be
getting his minutes.
As good or better. Hopefully he's better than Davion Mitchell. But what are your thoughts on this game? Matching up with that starting five, another one we should win, from my opinion. But what are your thoughts?
I feel like it's another game we should go ahead and win, but like I said, you just don't know. You don't know if Scotty Barnes might get hot.
Well, he's hurt too. He's hurt too.
Oh, he's hurt.
Scotty Barnes is hurt because he just had. I think he got hit in the eye by Jokic the other day. So I think like a broken orbital or something like that. So he's out.
So if you got these type of caliber players out, then yes, this is definitely a must-win game. I know it's a back-to-back, but you have to close out on these. These are games I feel like that should be given. Like, here you guys go. It's for your guys' taking, and however you guys play, it's on y'all.
Yes.
And I hope Mike Brown tells them, hey, look, bro, like, we got to go ahead and keep this intensity up, or pick up the intensity and knock these boys in the mouth and get these W's. Because like I said, these are teams that you should not lose to, especially when you have big name players that should start, that are hurt, and you guys are, once again, like I said, not getting the job done. It can't happen like that. It cannot do.
All right. So let's go to the last game on this quick little 4-game road trip, the Miami Heat. Okay, let me say this before I let you fire off. Because the thing about the Heat, I just feel like that's Miami Heat. Ooh, like no, like they're not like that. Like, so I don't want people to be like, oh, that's gonna be a tough one. I mean, Jimmy Butler's older. I feel like Tyler Hero, he's a good 2 guard.
Hit or miss.
Nikola Josevic or something like that. He's a starting power forward. Bam Adebayo, of course. Yeah, they have some good players. Terry Rozier.
They do.
They do. But again, I feel like this game that I feel like our roster, our starting five is better than theirs. Now the one thing the Heat do have is culture. Our five is better than theirs.
Yes,
for sure. You said no?
No.
Okay. That was about to be a whole nother video. No. Like, hold on. But I was gonna say but my caveat to saying that is this is probably gonna be the toughest game of this road trip. Because Miami has that culture. They play hard. They're coached well. Mm-hmm. They probably have, to me, Spoelstra probably arguably the best coach in the NBA. I think he's better.
Of course.
A lot of people might say Steve Kerr. Like, no, I think he's better than Steve Kerr.
No. Spoelstra is definitely for sure up there in the top 2, for sure.
If we were to lose a game on this road trip, I think it will probably be that one. I think we should win.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on that one as well?
I mean, the culture there, man. They are a scrappy team.
Yes.
You know, you got Terry Rozier, you have Kevin Love. I know he's getting a little bit old. You still have Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? That can come in here and do his 1-2. You got Bam Adebayo, who's actually playing pretty well so far from what I've been seeing. Tyler Hero, we don't really know. Jaime Jaquez has been playing good for him too. So
Mm-hmm.
it really just depends, man. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if they did lose because, like I said, you know, they're evenly matched. I do feel like the Heat might have a better bench, maybe, but like I said, this could be a game that can go either way. You know, I feel like they're evenly matched with the starting five. Like I said, I feel like we got a better one, but it all depends on how we rebound
Yeah.
and how well we
Defense.
shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to go ahead and really, really be a enforcer on the
And
defensive
I
side.
think
That's
that's what's going to
one
make us,
knack that they've always had a problem.
outside of this road trip, just in general, I think that's what's going to take our team from being a good team to being a great team is those nights to where you're
Yes.
not really able to knock down your shots. Get
Yeah.
stops, get
Yes.
steals, crash the
Yes.
boards, get in transition defense and things like that because I mean, you got to be able to slow down, the bleeding so you're able to hit shots. And if you're not hitting your free throws, you've been
Yes.
harping on the free throw thing. If you're not hitting your free throws, you got to play defense. And I feel like you can't just go into the mindset of we're gonna outscore everybody every night. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
you
Right.
have to go into the mindset to where like, all right, no, we're gonna take their food, we're gonna eat it, and they're gonna leave them with
Exactly.
nothing. You know what I mean? You gotta have
Definitely.
that
I
killer
agree. Every
instinct.
crumb.
Yeah, you gotta have that
Yes.
killer
And
mentality,
I
that
and I
killer
and I just
instinct.
and I just don't feel like I don't feel like we have that right now. I don't know who is going to
How
go
do you
ahead
get
and
that?
take to go ahead. Somebody has to step up to do it. Somebody has to. Somebody has to be the hype man on the defensive side of the ball to bring that intensity to that team that is lacking that currently right now.
So you
I tell you guys that I tell you I think I said this last year and then starting off this year. We need a
a
intense
dog.
person, a dog, an
So you're
alpha
talking about
dog.
just personality wise, we need.
Personally
You know
wise,
what's
yes,
crazy? That's why, and I
definitely.
think we talked about it on this channel. I always go back to like what we talked about, but that's why I feel like we could have used
Right.
somebody like a Pat Bev, especially
Yes.
if a Davion Mitchell was gone. You didn't really,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You could have used that veteran point guard leadership dog. I mean, Pat could play defense if nothing else, and I've seen him knock down open threes.
Yes.
It's like you could have used that just not only
I
for
agree.
his skill set, but just for who he is as his personality. Going back to what
Yes.
you just said, having that dog mentality. Like because right now, if I had to pick
Yeah, think
somebody,
about
if I had to pick
that.
somebody, I would say Sabonis. He's really intense. He kind of seems like he's always
Yeah.
passionate and aggressive and yelling out
Yes.
there. You know what I'm saying, flexing and whatnot. But I feel like the team. So what you trying to say? They soft? Oh, you
Yeah.
hesitated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No. Yeah.
oh.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna have to definitely say that
So
for sure.
mentally
Hey.
and personality wise, you
Yes.
think the Kings are a little soft?
Very. For sure.
Oh, very, not a
Yeah.
little. You took it a step further.
Very.
I tried to
Yeah.
bail you out a
Very.
little bit. You said very.
Nah. No bills. No bills. I'm going all gas, no break for sure.
Wow.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah. They need somebody to fill the alpha dog role. You know, and like I
Okay.
said, I know you guys preached about Keegan Murray kind of being the enforcer on the defensive side of the ball. You know, I do feel like he has the knack for it, but
The
I say
physical,
just
the
he's too
physical
lax.
attributes.
Yeah, the
But
physical.
you're saying
Yes, just
I don't.
too lackadaisical. Too uh, going through the motions. I feel like in a sense, you know what I mean. But yeah, with the Kings, man, that's one thing I can definitely say about the team, man. They really need to have a intense player to really pump everybody else up. They just don't have that right now.
Mm,
I don't know if they're gonna go ahead. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna go ahead and get it this year or not. But if not, somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to
mm.
really be the enforcer
Hey,
for sure.
that's something. That's definitely something to take note of because I mean, yeah, I feel like every team does need that. Because
Right.
even when we talk about the Miami Heat, who we have, it's the last game of this quick
I mean,
4-game road trip. Jimmy Butler's always been that guy to kind of galvanize his team and you be that like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Be on there talking shit, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever,
Definitely.
or just getting into other players' faces and things like that. Like, we really don't have like that. I see what you're saying, and I feel like,
We don't.
I mean, Ant Edwards
We
from
don't.
Minnesota, you know what I mean? Like players like that,
Yes.
players
Yeah.
like that. So.
Definitely. We don't have that. Yeah, we definitely don't have that. For sure. For sure.
All right, so should we win all 4 of these games? I mean, we already won the first one with Utah. So should we? A clean sweep of this quick 4-game road trip? What do you think?
Nah, we go. I think we're gonna lose one.
You think we lose one? So I'm
Yeah.
you think we lose to the Heat?
Heat, yeah. And like I said, if we lose another one, man, I will definitely be shocked if it's against one of those teams that are under 500. I would definitely be shocked about that.
I just feel like losing to the Heat is unacceptable. I feel like if you're a better team than the team you're playing against, you should win. Do what you need to do to win the game.
Yes,
but
110%.
But you just think Miami on the road, bam,
bro, them
Heat culture,
back in them road games, yeah, man, it's hard. You know, I can definitely tell you that it's definitely hard to kind of come in there and have the same intensity that you had the previous night, or 2 nights before that, or 3 nights before that, especially when you're on a road trip like this, and when you're going up and down, from different places of the map. It's not like they're bouncing from New York to Brooklyn to Charlotte or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So,
it just go ahead. But you haven't beaten the Hawks and the Raptors.
Those are games I feel like they should absolutely win. Okay. If they don't, I will be shocked.
You lose one of them. You lose one of them games.
You got to start looking at yourself in the mirror, and it's gonna have to be this early on, because, like you said, we're in a competitive Western Conference.
No, I'm glad you just said that. Not even just the Western Conference. If you look across the league, we're already hearing about Giannis might want to be. I don't know if it's him want to be traded or just the Bucks thinking about just moving on from the whole Giannis thing.
Moving on, right?
I just saw something about D'Angelo Russell today. I'm like, we're like 2, 3, 4, 5 games in, and we're like,
into the season, yeah.
But that's how competitive this NBA is. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? So, and you have so many teams who have expectations, who are trying to win this year, win now. Teams are trying to get better. I'm still hearing about Brandon Ingram to the Kings. Like, I just saw something they were talking about Herter. Who was it? Was it Kobe Jones? Who was it?
Mm-hmm.
It was Herter. It was like a package pretty much for Brandon Ingram. So the Kings are still in like trade rumors and things like that.
Dang, was it the first round pick that was going to go ahead and be involved in that, or second round pick?
I don't know. I think I sent y'all the screenshot, I believe. I don't know, but
okay.
So they're already kind of talking about that. I mean, it's crazy, man. Teams are already talking about making trades and shaking up their rosters a bit. Everybody's trying to win right now.
It's competitive right now. It's win now.
But that's why you have to win now, because if you fall behind, Kings.
Especially that Western,
you fall behind, Kings. You gotta. These early games are telling right now. Let's real quick before we get out of here. Let's look at the standings. So the Thunder, they're 4-0. They're getting ready to play a game right now. I think they're playing Portland today, I believe. They're probably gonna win that. They'll be 5-0. Suns, they've been in some close games, but they're 4-1. I can see them. I can see them dipping a bit though, because defense, injuries. I can see the Suns dipping a bit.
Yeah.
Warriors, I do not buy that at 3. Don't buy it. Rockets, don't buy that at 3 and 2. Mavericks,
wow.
But I like the Rockets. But I feel like the Rockets are going to be like a play.
Right.
I feel like they're going to be like a playing team, like 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Got you.
Mavericks, yeah. Lakers, yeah. Timberwolves, yeah. I told y'all, Grizzlies are taking somebody's spot in that 8.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know whose spot they're taking.
Now they got their big, and now they got Edie.
I'm talking about from last year.
And he's playing.
Whoever was in the top 8, the Grizzlies are taking somebody's spot in that 8. I don't know who. Sure. And I feel like the Kings are too. So
this Western Conference is very
because I can see the Clippers not making it.
Oh, for sure. You think so? You got the Clippers. You got New Orleans. I feel like, and then Denver.
I can see the Clippers not making it.
What about Denver? Because I've been seeing a little bit of
Denver's making the playoffs. Denver's making the playoffs. We'll make that another video. Okay. But this was fun, man. We talking about this road trip. Just kind of looking at the standings, kind of seeing where things are after these first 5 games. But like we said, it's competitive. Everybody's already beating up on each other. I'm seeing 2 losses, 3 losses. Everybody in the West right now, besides a few teams. There's only one undefeated team in the Western Conference, and that's the Thunder. So it's super competitive right now. We're gonna be back at y'all. Maybe we'll come back after the Heat game, and we'll do something on Monday.
All right.
I think they play on. I think the Kings play on Monday again too. Am I wrong with that?
Must be they play Monday.
Yeah.
So Saturday we got today, tomorrow a break, and then play on Monday.
Play on Monday. All right. So yeah, we'll come back on Monday. We'll talk about the two previous games, and we'll kind of preview the following game, I believe, which will be the Raptors.
Yes,
And then
the
we'll go
Raptors,
from
and they'll
there,
be at
man.
home.
So appreciate you guys
Yes,
tapping
sir.
into the video today. Please comment on the video, like the video. Let us know what you thought about the topics. Let us know what you think about the Kings right now. What do they need to improve on? Do you think they're
Definitely.
good right now? Do you think, all right, we just kind of started slow, but we're going to be all right? Or do you think there's something cause that, worry? Should we make a trade? You know what I'm saying? Go look at the Brandon Ingram rumors. Those are out there. Do we still need a big? I feel like there's a lot of questions. Doughboy said the Kings need some heart. He said they're soft. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's a lot going on right
I'm
now,
taking
man.
that.
Y'all let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? We up out of here all net no ram. We'll get at you next video. All right, let's go. Boom.
Another notepad. Hey,